I went to 2 quad cons and got some killer books. Some great keys to show you.
Hey, what you doing?
I'm in the middle of filming a Nerdfarious video.
Cool.
Honey, you're kind of interrupting.
Sorry.
Anyway, we've got Pepper Potts here to discuss the QuadCon and a special guest.
Hey, I was gonna make lunch. Are you hungry?
No, please. I'm trying to film here, honey.
Okay.
Okay, well, sorry about that. Where was I?
Someone is selling a high-grade Iron Man #1 on eBay for $100.
What?
Hold on to your hone edge. It's about to get nerdy in here.
Nerd. Nerdfarious.
I'm Stark.
I'm Pepper.
I'm Len.
And before I show you the great comic books that I picked up at the 2 QuadCons, let's talk about the show. For those that don't know, QuadCon stands for Comic Books, Cosplay, Toys, and Games. And it's a traveling show that appears at different malls, hotels, and convention centers. And if you want more details about it, I'll put it in the description down below. So, Pepper, you went to the Champaign, Illinois QuadCon. That was at the Marketplace Shopping Center. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about it?
It was probably about the third of the size of the Peoria one that we had been to previously. So there wasn't as much of the vendors that I look for, like the local artists and merchandise vendors. So I was disappointed in that, but there was a lot of offerings, I felt like, for gamers and comic book collectors. So I love the fact that these cons are in malls. For people like me who don't get into what the con is mostly for, we have the opportunity to go shopping. So, unfortunately, that is what I did mostly for the Champaign show. For those of you out there who maybe are reluctant to go because you think you'll be bored, you won't be if it's in a mall. So, yeah, sorry. I would like to say that if you are going to a con, take cash.
And why is that?
Only
because
3
a lot of the vendors only take cash. There are some that take, like Venmo, PayPal, or have Square, but not all of them do. So there have been some vendors that I didn't purchase merchandise from because they didn't take cards. So definitely bring cash.
That's a great tip, Pepper.
Thanks.
Well done.
Now, Lenuell, you attended the Peoria, Illinois show at Northwoods Mall. What are your thoughts about that show?
It was my first bigger con that I've been to. It was quite the experience. I felt admittedly a little stressed trying to be able to get to everything that I wanted to get to, but I'm very happy with the experience. There was a couple cosplayers I got to take a picture with. I was able to get some good trades in with my card stuffs and found a couple games that I was really looking for.
So what did you think about the pricing at the show? When you looked at the different games and the different cards, do you think the pricing was market value or was it below value?
At least with the cards, it was usually market value plus a little bit to cover the, I guess, rental of the stall that they had the place that they had taken in the show. There were a couple times with cards specifically that I pulled out the app that everybody uses for the US and compared prices with the owner and talked about it a little. Especially with like the trades that I made. It was kind of funny. One time, one of the vendors was like, okay, so now that I've got the business out of the way, I kind of needed this card for myself. So that was quite the little...
So,
yeah.
This being the first QuadCon that you've gone to, did you like it and would you go again?
Yeah, I definitely would. It was nice seeing, well, everything.
That sounds great. I know for myself, I've gone to a lot of these QuadCons, and I always enjoy going to them because, no, they're not as flashy as the bigger cons like C2E2 or Chicago Fan Expo. But you can really get some good deals, and it's nice because it's closer to you. I mean, it's at a mall, and like Pepper said, if you're there with someone else who isn't interested in comic books or cards or video games, they can go do something else. When I was looking for comic books at the Champaign show, I was able to negotiate about a 10% discount on the books that I bought. And then at the Peoria show, I was able to get about a 20% discount, which was great.
Well done.
Yeah. And so don't dismiss these smaller shows. There's a lot of good stuff there. You really should go, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoy the local artists that, make things and bring their merchandise there.
I picked up a few pieces myself.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I don't want to hold you guys up anymore. I got some great books. I'm talking some killer keys. And without further ado, here they are. And here we go. So as I said earlier, I bought these books at QuadCon, and at the Champaign QuadCon, I was able to negotiate 10% off. And then at the Peoria QuadCon, I was able to negotiate 20% off. So as we go through these books, you're going to notice that there's a sticker on all of them. That's the sticker price. That's not the price I paid for them. It will be either 10 or 20% off. So, starting with this one, Iron Man number 18 from 1969, the second appearance of Whitney Frost as Madame Mask. So this is a key issue, and the condition is great outside that color spot. I don't know if it's an ink spot or grape juice or what is on the top. Other than that, this book is in excellent condition. I'm glad to have gotten it. And here we have Iron Man 29. Like you could see on the cover, it was they wanted $25 for it. It's not a key issue, but I mean the condition of this was really pretty good. I'd give it an 8.0. I'm just happy to get it. It's a great book. And here we have Iron Man 74. This isn't a key either. Now don't get discouraged. I've got keys coming up, but anything under 100 in any kind of series, especially these, Marvel and DC, I mean, you got to respect that. And when you get a book that is in great condition, this being Iron Man 74, I'd grade the condition at a 9.0. And but they wanted $20 for it, and I got it, of course, cheaper than that. But it's a great looking book. Cool cover. Here we have Iron Man 85, and it is a key issue. It's the debut of Iron Man's Mark IV armor. And also, it's interesting is that some of the Marvel creators are actually drawn within the story. You can see Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Len Wein, and Roy Thomas appear in the story, aiding fallen Iron Man. And I'm actually going to show you, check this out. Here, I'm going to let you see a little bit of that. Here's some of the pictures. Here you can see Jack Kirby. And here you see Stan Lee. Len Wein, I probably don't pronounce his name right. Sorry, Len. And Roy Thomas. Isn't that cool? They were actually drawn within the book. And what's even cooler about this book is in immaculate condition. This might be a 9.6, possibly a 9.8. They wanted $20 for it. And I might send this to CGC. I don't know. We'll have to see. And here we have Iron Man 87, a key issue because it features the origin of the Blizzard. And it's not as good a condition as I'd hoped. It's probably about a 6.0. But, they only wanted $10 for it. I got it a little bit cheaper. And if you're an Iron Man fan, you know what this book is. This is Iron Man 118. It's a key issue because it's the first appearance of James Rhodey Rhodes, who later becomes War Machine. I always hate when they go, it's a key issue. You don't, well, why is it a key issue? And they tell them, but you're like, well, I really didn't see it. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you what the 2 panels that James Rhodes is in, his first appearances in this book. Check it out. It's not much. He just talks to Tony Stark just for a minute. He was Tony Stark's helicopter pilot, and he just appears in 2 panels, but it was here in Iron Man number 118. This is a really good, clean book. Not enough for me to send in, Yeah, I got it for, they wanted 45 for it, as you can see. I would have liked to gotten a little bit better condition. I'd probably grade it at like a 9.0, maybe a 9.2. I'm going to hold out, maybe hold out for that 9.8, see if I pick up one along the way. Special Marvel Edition 16. This came out in 1974. And this is a key issue because it's the second appearance of Shang-Chi and the first appearance of Midnight Sun. This book is in awesome condition except for one bad corner and a stress line on the top near the spine. So high grade or raw 9.2 or higher goes for $300. This is probably a 7.5, maybe an 8.0. But the great thing about this is I got it for $20. Actually, I probably got it for $18. What a great score. Second appearance of Shang-Chi. Normally goes for $300 high grade. I got it for like $18. I'm super happy. I'm a big fan of Shang-Chi, not the movie. Don't get me started on the movie. I'm going to have to do an episode about it because it's an atrocity. But anyway, Serenity now. I'm better, okay? Let's go on. And here we got another great key book. This is New Teen Titans Annual 2 from 1983. And it's a key issue. And you want to know why? You can see it right on the cover. It's Vigilante. This is the first appearance of Vigilante in costume. And there's also two other first appearances in this book. The first appearance of Lila Michaels, who later becomes Harbinger, and the first appearance of Cheshire, Jade Nyung, a deadly assassin. I always was a fan of Vigilante. I've got all that series. I stumbled upon this being a first appearance just recently. And I think with a little cleaning and a pressing, this could be a 9.4. And nice thing about it was only $15, as you can see on the cover. It's a great book. So now if you're a Batman fan, here we go. This is Batman 226 from 1970. And it's a key issue because it's the first appearance of the 10-eyed man. Now, interestingly enough, the 10 eyes are he is able to see using his fingertips. Yeah. It's a little bit hokey. It's a little weird, but it's an interesting story. I think I've got the second appearance of this. Might have been in Detective Comics, but it's a good book. And I got to tell you, this book is in incredible shape. Maybe a 9.2 or higher. It was priced at $50, and it usually goes for about $80. And then, of course, I got a little bit of a discount. But it's a great book. Great book. And here we go, Batman 258. Yeah, it's a key issue because the first mention of Arkham Hospital. Yeah, it's later renamed Arkham Asylum, but they first mentioned Arkham Hospital in this book. A high-grade raw book usually goes for $165. This was priced at $40. It's in great condition, but it does have a crease line in the lower right corner that holds it back from being higher. As you can see, well, it was priced at $40, and it's not a high grade. But anyway, I'm glad I got it. The insides are just the interior pages are really clean, crisp, vibrant colors. But it's cool. I'm glad to have this key. Batman 267. This is not a key, but check out that cover. Is that cool or what? Skeleton throwing this card that says, "You are cordially invited to attend the execution of the Batman." Yeah. Invitation to a murder. Yeah. And so they wanted, $20 for it. It's in excellent condition. Not a key, but I'm glad I got it. And here we have Detective Comics number 317 from 1963. And it's not a key issue. I'm not sure why not, because the story has a bat helicopter in it, which they call the Flying Bat Cave. Super hokey. But I love these super hokey old detective comics. You just kind of get to see a different side of Batman, more so than, now all the day you get the dark and gritty and they try and make him more realistic. And I mean, that's cool. I enjoy that. But I also like to see this kind of hokey, old-timey style that you get in these old books. Now, I'd put this book around a 7.0 condition, maybe higher. Has some light spine stress and a crease line in the bottom right corner. The dealer wanted $60 for it. Like I said, it was either 10% or 20% off on it. So Got a little cheaper, but it's a great book. Love it. Now, check this book out. This book is awesome. This book is Detective Comics 326. It's not a key issue, but I got to tell you, it's super fun. Well, should I tell you what happens? I don't want to spoil the story, but okay. You're probably not going to pick this book up, so I'm going to spoil the story for you, and you're going to love it. So what happens in this book is Batman and Robin get captured by aliens and are put in a zoo on another planet. They try to communicate with their captors, but it doesn't work because they don't speak alien language. They escape when they find out the zoo masters are training them and the other alien creatures to perform robberies. Yeah, you heard it, folks. It's like a criminal conspiracy. So they escape. And while they are on the run, they end up saving an alien from being killed by a wild beast. And afterwards, Batman finds a way to communicate with the aliens and figures out the robbery targets of the zoo masters. He teams up with the alien law enforcement, and Batman foils the robbers, and the aliens send them back to Earth. Is that a crazy story or what? I'm telling you, man, I love this book. What a great story. Now, this book, it's actually a high-grade book. I'd put this book at a 9.0 or higher. They wanted $50. If I get another one, I might get this one graded because I got to have one I can read because the story is that cool. And here we have Detective Comics 340. It's not a key issue, but it's pretty high grade. There's some stress lines around the spine, but they wanted $50 for it. I, of course, got it for cheaper than that, but what a great book. Look at that. Got the Batmobile. I love these old covers, but there's one better cover than this, and that is this one. Oh my gosh, look at the emotion, people. The emotion in this book. It's not a key issue, but I love the cover. Robin's crying. Batman has been killed. What is going on? Well, if you read this book, it's a what-if story with a surprise twist at the end. Just like they say, warning, do not reveal the surprise ending of the story to your friends. They'll want to get the same kick out of it that you did. Believe me, folks, it was a pretty good story. Now, this is about a low-grade condition book. I was able to get it for $25. I mean, they wanted $25 for it. I got a little bit cheaper. So there's my comic book haul from the QuadCon. I'm glad you joined us. Hopefully, you can attend one of these events, and we'll see you next time.
And what a nice episode that was. Now, dear viewers, we've got another nerdy episode for you right here. And if you'd like to give us a like and subscribe, we'd dearly appreciate that. There's also a comment section down below for you to leave your thoughts on this episode. And I'm sure we have other videos on our channel, including this one, that you'd like to share with your friends. Pepper, do you have any other thoughts on this episode?
No, you did great.
Why,
it was a lot of fun.
I thought you did great as well.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at another one. Take care.